Oh, guys, there is so much shite out there on Instagram and these social platforms, and now, like photography, it's so, I don't want to be rude, but it's so monotonous, isn't it? It's like, what are we going to do? It's April 2023. We need to unplug from the matrix. We think that stuff's all right. We think that shite's all right. My mum could take most of those photographs. No offence, Mum, if you're watching this. I'm sure you've got hidden talents. But I'm kind of serious. I know, I feel like it's like there's like a billion drones just dropping photographs onto Instagram every day. This bit here, I've recorded this after what's coming up, because when I'm talking about zoom lenses, fucking hell, don't get me started about zoom lenses and street photography. We'll get to that. So when that bit starts, that's what I recorded first, okay? But I thought, nah, I'm not saying what's on my mind, so I've come back. But I'll put it at the beginning here. Like, what are we gonna do to light a fire up under this monotony of the street photography world? Like, is it just me? Maybe I'm just a grumpy old fucker, like, because I'm in my 50s now. Like, if you could, like, that would be great, wouldn't it? You know, it's like if you could, like Tinder. I've not been on Tinder, but is it Tinder when you swipe left and right if you like the image, and then the image you don't like is just gone forever? Do you know what I mean? From the universe, it's just like obliterated, never to be seen again on any platform. No, it's not arrogance. It's not. You surely there's some of you guys must know what it's so frustrating, isn't it? I don't have to look at it. Yeah, that's the easy answer, isn't it? That's turning a blind eye. I'm saying this shit because I want to support us. I want to support the street photography. Is it a community? I just we can do better, can't we? I think we can do better. Like this equipment we've got. Like the guys way back, like shooting stuff, like shooting all of these war conflicts. Going to get into that a bit. Like people like Don McCullin, Kevin Carter, those guys from way back. They'd have loved the cameras, the tech that we have now, wouldn't they? They'd have loved it. And we're just kind of fucking lazy with it. I better get on with the actual video. Guys, please subscribe to the channel. If you still like me, hit the like button and... Guys, zoom lenses and street photography. So I'm not having it. Listen, let's get this out of the way straight off the bat, right? I'm not talking about, like, if your reason for shooting with zoom lenses is the aesthetic. I'm talking about a photographer like Saul Leiter. Then yeah, okay, maybe there's a case to be made for using zoom lenses. But I'm just not having it. The people I'm talking about, they're not shooting with zoom lenses because they're interested in the aesthetic in terms of like layering the image, a real shallow depth of field in the foreground and that kind of a fall off, almost creating like an ambiguity of how the image is being framed, that kind of a thing. Do me a favour. It's like, there's not many photographers, I'm telling you now, using zoom lenses that are thinking Saul Leiter thoughts with all of this stuff. They're not. I'm sure there's a few, right? But I'm talking about, I remember watching the Bang Bang Club. Any of you guys seen the Bang Bang Club, the film? The Bang Bang Club is about 4 photographers who were out in South Africa in the 90s, yeah? During that period of transition between like apartheid and democracy, okay? So these guys, they're war photographers, right? They're shooting all of this stuff. The most famous of these guys, I suppose, would be Kevin Carter, who who took that shot. You know, I mean, this photograph won the Pulitzer Prize. It was quite controversial as well, this photograph in some quarters. Like, so what happened to the child in that photograph afterwards and all of that kind of a thing. But anyway, in this film, there's a scene where one of the photographers, I think it's the main photographer in the film, like we're seeing the conflict through this guy's vantage point, yeah? And he's shooting with like a zoom lens or a long lens. And one of the guys comes up to him, it may even have been Carter, and he says, "What are you doing?" And they have this little dialogue, and the guy says to him, who's been out there a while, but he said, "You can't be shooting this stuff with that lens. You've got to get up close, you've got to be in the thick of it." Now, my reasoning then, as a street photographer, yeah, is that if these guys can be shooting with fixed lenses, yeah, and they're out there where the bullets are flying, the least I can do when I'm just like, when I'm just shooting the streets, right, is shoot with fixed prime lenses. Like, I've seen guys doing it. I've seen it with street photographers. They're shooting from across the street. I know you know when you see like a close-up shot of somebody, I can tell straight away whether the shot's been taken from that distance or whether it's been taken from a fucking quarter of a mile away. If you want to shoot with zoom lenses, if you want to shoot like, do you know, it just feels like a pap photographer. Like, you may as well go and get a job working for a tabloid and just hang across the street from the Groucho Club and wait for a few pop stars to come out if you're going to shoot like that. Like anyone can get those shots. And also, it's like, I want to be able to move around the subject. I want to kind of feel it out. I want to be there. I was watching this documentary with Quentin Tarantino, and he was talking about how a lot of filmmakers now, with technology, they're not even in there with the actors while these guys are doing their thing. They're in another room looking at what's going on through a monitor. It's the equivalent of that. Like, you got to be in it to win it. But when you're up close, there's a myriad of different creative possibilities, or like the opportunity for a different kind of shot when you're up close, because you see more. You know, I've had conversations with people that I'm shooting, so kind of more street portraits, and they've shown me like a photograph of somebody in their wallet, and whilst they're doing that, I see kind of a little tattoo on their finger, and I'll ask them a question about that, and they'll tell me, and while all of this is going on, I'm shooting that stuff. What's going on when I'm shooting from a distance? Like, what is that? Is it like what am I at a Formula One race? I don't know. Like, what am I hoping for there? It just feels a bit sneaky as well, doesn't it? Like, isn't it a bit sneaky? Like, just a bit voyeuristic? Like, what's going on there? It's a bit voyeuristic, isn't it? But Gary, I want those kind of anonymous shots, those Cartier-Bresson shots. Like, I shoot anonymously too, 50% of the time, but I'm kind of anonymous in plain sight. I'm not being sneaky. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you can shoot anonymously. That's a practice. That's a train. If you can hear that. But like, I'm in the firing line. Like, if you're getting those sneaky shots that are kind of, like, you're scared. That's why you're shooting from a distance with a zoom lens. Your images are going to reflect that. They're going to be shallow and they're just going to be boring. Now, I reckon I might get some comebacks for this. I'm sure there's a few of you guys out there that are creating some amazing work with zoom lenses, street photography. God, that's got bright, hasn't it? Shooting from a distance. And, like, who are you to tell me what to do, Gaza? Listen, I have no problem with people shooting with zoom lenses, you understand? But talking about it the way that I have, it just kind of, well, it makes you think, doesn't it? Guys, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Going to be out in the field hopefully this week, so that will be the next video. Have a great week. Hopefully I'm posting this today, which is Monday. Let me know your thoughts. My book's going to be landing in around, The Way of the Street Photographer is going to be dropping in about a week. So you're going to be able to download that small price. I mean, I've worked hard on this thing. So you're going to be able to download it as a kind of a Kindle book or you'll be able to order an actual physical book, which I think is, which I'm really proud of it. So stay tuned for that. We'll get to that in another video. Like I said, guys, please subscribe, hit the like button. Love you all the world. See you on the next video. Bye. It's gone bright, that, hasn't it?